analyze it. Me, I go tell you little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling, I feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black. It's white, white, but let me tell the story. May I will tell you little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about we body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell in, I feed them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let me tell the story. Me, I will tell you little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about the body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it.
That's right. Black and white story in our mind, family. Yes, it's your brother King Simon in the building. Yes, honoring the ancestors in every little way that we can and showing a little bit more respect and honor for those that have lost their life in many ways, those that have given up their lives and done so many great things in our history. Enough respect to all of those people out there. Enough respect to my ancestors, enough respect to your ancestors, and just enough respect, period. Goodness gracious, your brother King Simon is in the building. How you doing, family? Just want to let y'all know before I show my beautiful, handsome face. Of course, I want to make sure I promote who I got to promote. Don't forget today, we're going to speak about Kemetic Yoga. Yes, Kemetic Yoga and how beneficial it is for the young and the old. Yes, it's a great universal thing. And of course, we know that yoga comes from the Indian perspective, but the postures of ancient Kemet goes back a long time. And we're going to be talking to our brother Sobek Ra Heru today. We're going to be speaking with our brother today, and we're going to be shouting him out and making sure everything is well. First and foremost, want to big up one of the great elders that's been teaching us for so many years, the one, the only, Anthony T. Browder. Make sure you get his books, of course, Now Valley, Civilization book. He got Browder Files. He got so many books, and him and his daughter are doing great things too in this world. And as a matter of fact, I'll be having his daughter and himself on this show very soon. Just got to confirm the date after June 8th. And because today, of course, is the 3rd of June, happy June to everybody that's in. It's my first show in June, so we're going to be doing it. Don't forget, he's going to be having a webinar on June the 5th. June the 5th is going to be a webinar with Anthony T. Browder, so make sure you give him that support. It's going to be a Zoom webinar, so make sure you show that love. If you see the flyer, make sure you show that love and make sure everything is well. Don't also want to remind you that we have the one, the only Janelle. Those that want a real estate consultation on how to get your own real estate, how to get apartments, how to get rooms, whatever you want to get, this sister can help you 1000%. And Janelle Lewis, the one, the only licensed and real estate and salesperson, you can give her a contact at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. I'm honored to have her as one of my sponsors, and I've known her for so many years, and she's helped me out on various radio programs and all that stuff throughout my years, because I've been doing radio and television for many moons. I am a young elder. So enough respect, to Janelle for being a part of this traveling legacy that I've been doing for many years. Also, those that want to get my book, remember, you can go to all of my books on Amazon and Kindle. That's right. On Amazon and Kindle, we have my book called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Yes, numbers are simple. 1 + 2 is 3. But guess what? If a number one person and a number two person come together and one shows a little bit of insensitivity, knowingly, usually it's the number one, and the number two, she's oversensitive or whatever. Yes, that usually happens. Boom, that relationship won't work. And I usually cover that in my sessions, especially when I do come very important sometimes. But it is what it is, and it costs much more than what it is, because I got to do everybody's shot, and I want both people on the line. I need to expose both of your madness through mathematics and both of your greatness through mathematics. So that's what I do. That's why Numerovation is applied mathematics. Also, don't forget my children's book, Numbers Are Simple. Our children's health is important. Yes, if you have a child, or if you can continue that you're a child of God, and you say that you're a child of the Creator, or whatever you may call it, guess what? This book is also good for you too. So also, this is my motivational book in promotion and production. That's right. I started promoting and producing things since I was 12 years of age. So this book is called No Promotion is Bad Promotion, and All Publicity is Good Publicity. Just spell my name right. That's right. So it is what it is. And of course, this is my production and publication, and my new publication will come out under King Simon Productions and Publication, or King Simon Publication. We're going to be doing it and making it happen. That's called Numerovation for Mental Stability. Is coming out right now. You can actually pre-order, and I'll be putting up that link in a few seconds. At 9 o'clock, we have the one, the only Sobek Ra Heru coming up. He's in the backstage already, getting ready to make it happen. And boom, don't forget, King Simon Presents on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, and click on the bell to be notified if you want to know what the heck is going on in the world. All right. So you know what it is. It's now 1 minute before the hour, 1 minute before the top of the hour. Your brother King Simon is in the building. A lot of things to talk about, especially in regards to Kemetic Yoga and the various things. And we're going to be bringing up our brother momentarily. Just want to make sure before we bring him up, let me shout out what's coming up next right here on King Simon Presents. Yeah, next on King Simon Presents for June the 7th. June the 7th, we got Dr. Angela, a.k.a. Black Love, is going to be in the building as we talk about her book, It's Your Fault. Man, it's going to be crazy. So I actually had to put I had to put a disclaimer on that show because we're gonna get in a little raw, and it's gonna be a PG, so parental guidance is suggested. If you have children, take them away from the television, the iPhone, whatever, because she's gonna go in about it's your fault. So we're gonna have her coming up on June the 10th. We have Joshua Sarah coming in the building, mathematician, poet extraordinaire. He's gonna be dropping it about homeschooling and all the different things that he does, and the various books on mathematics that he is putting out, how easy it is. And then we have Shaniqua Lino coming in, spiritual healer. Also, she is a tarot reader, a spiritual medium. We're going to be having her in on June the 12th. And don't forget, on June the 14th, we have Denise Muhammad coming in the building. Denise Muhammad, she comes from the premise of how to eat to live. And she's an herbalist, and she studies, and she brings forth that energy. So it is what it is. On June the 17th, to be announced, I got some special guests coming in, and that's going to be to be announced, TBA, as you can see. And also on June the 21st, we got Miss Veronica Martin, financial advisor. And so you'll know how to spend these stimulus checks that you got coming up and how to invest and do what you got to do. And she's also a medical massage therapist. I had her on my show before. And then on June the 24th, to be announced, because I believe I got a motivational speaker that I got coming up. So a young motivation, I think a millennial motivator. I got him coming up. So I want to make sure everything is well. So, hey, family, of course, let me give myself a round of applause because I'm coming in right now. What's up, y'all? What's up? How y'all doing, family? Yeah. Thank you for the applause. I will pay all of you later. Thank you very much. I gotta pay all of them later, and it's a lot of money. There's about 1,000 of them here clapping for me, so I will do penny stocks with y'all. So 1,000 pennies for everybody that's clapping. All right. So without further ado, we have one of our young brothers walking the planet, doing what they do, especially from the Kemetic Yoga legacy. Now, a lot of you seen Queen Afua do her thing. Y'all seen Mawata Ashby do his thing. You've seen Yasir Ra Hotep do their thing. These are all the people that I've known over the years. But when you see the young people doing what they got to do to make things happen, to take it to the next level and bring that Kemetic legacy into fruition, you got to show them respect. So without further ado, we want to welcome on the stage of King Simon Presents the one, the only Sobek Ra Heru. Let's bring him in. All right. My brother, what's happening, brother?
Peace, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got to make sure you get a round of applause. You know how we do. This is how we do.
I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that. Definitely. Hey, so I just want to say,
you, brother.
I just want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on your platform to share my experience and my gifts of Kemetic Yoga and the other things that I do in the community.
Okay, no problem, my brother. I think we're in a little delay. Something going on where there's a little delay going on. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, it's good on my end.
Okay, great, good. Let me just make sure. Hold on one second, okay? Let me just check, okay? Hold on one second. Let me remove you real quick. And let's bring them back in. All right, you there? You there, my brother?
Please. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're even now. We're even, Steven. I like it.
Okay.
That.
So,
all right, before
go ahead.
Hold on one second. Hold on. I control this show, brother. Relax. I got you. Hold on. I got it. Now, before we go into that, let me just explain how you can contact our brother Sobek Ra Heru for classes and yoga consultation. You can give him a call at 540-324-9331. That's 540-324-9331. Also, you can cash out your brother at $Sobek77. That's $Sobek77. Email him or send a PayPal. Show him some love at Tony the Chem. That's TONTHEKEM at gmail.com. And remember, you can hit him up on IG. That's Sobek_Ra_Heru. All right. Now, my brother, let's get right into it, my brother. Now, first and foremost, first of all, as a young brother doing what you're doing, which part of the world are you at now? Where do you reside, my brother?
I'm in Roanoke, Virginia, small city, like near North Carolina, like on the border of North Carolina. So Roanoke, Virginia.
Okay, so
Star City.
Star City, so you're in Virginia. All right, enough respect to Virginia and the whole crew. Now, in this great legacy of yoga or Kemetic yoga, who introduced you, Brother Sobek, to the Kemetic yoga legacy?
I would say spirit. One of the things that I was taught by one of my master teachers, Master Naba, if you want to know somebody, look behind them. Mm-hmm. So growing up, I used to have certain experiences. Sometimes you will hear people talking about experiences of seeing certain, you want to say spirits or hearing certain spirits. I had a gift of putting myself in a trance-like state when I was probably like in elementary school. When I would play football, before I would catch a pass, I would concentrate my mind. And in that moment, I would hear Native American chants. And then around that same time, when I'd be sitting down on the chair, I would feel something touching my foot. But as I grew older in my meditative awareness, I started to understand that I was learning how to relax my body at a early age. And as I got older, I would go to the basketball court because I also played basketball, and I would spend hours and hours and hours working on details, doing the same routine over and over and over and over again. So eventually, I started playing basketball. I was really good at basketball. I got a full ride scholarship to play at Virginia Union, which is a HBCU in Richmond, Virginia. Some really great basketball players came out of that system. Ben Wallace, Charles Oakley, etc. Mm-hmm. But during that time, King Simon, I was going through a lot of stress, a lot of depression. I wasn't really focused when it came to doing what I had to do while I was in school. So to make a long story short, I got into meditation. This is probably around about 2008, 2009. I got into meditation. Then eventually I started to study more about Buddhism, started studying Zen Buddhism. Then that led me to getting into martial arts because I'm also a martial artist. I train Wing Chun Kung Fu.
Okay.
So that path taught me how to bring that meditative awareness to my body and apply it to not only defending myself, but learning how to heal my body and learning how to relax, etc. So to continue, I had a traumatic experience. We all go through some type of trauma. So with that being said, October the 25th, 2012, my mother was murdered. So with that being said, I could have done two things, King Simon. I could have destroyed myself, going into a state of self-destruction where I'm going out just smoking weed, just doing X, Y, and Z. Or I could have used that experience to better myself. So that's what I did. I wanted to use that experience to better myself. So I went out to seek teachers. So this led me to start the study I met a guy named Dr. Imhotep who wrote a book called The First Americans Were African. He introduced me to the Dogons. And during that time, I was already studying the Dogons on my own. But he led me to a teacher called Master Naba. So I went through the Earth Center, and that was the first time I was introduced to the concept of African yoga, or if you want to say Kemetic yoga, but they didn't call it Kemetic yoga. They called it Kad Ibi, meaning to assess the thinking mind and heart. So when I went through that initiation, I studied with them for 2.5 years. And I learned how to read, write, and speak the Medunetta. We learned Sun, which is traditional healing, and we learned Kad Ibi, which is traditional meditation, which means to assess the thinking mind and heart. So that's when I was introduced to the concept of Kemetic yoga. So once I finished with the Earth Center, I started to study under Queen of Four. I went through her Man Heal Thyself rites of passage, and that's when I met you, because that's when I had went up to New York for the graduation. And so I went through that, and then the next phase took me to studying with Dr. Jewel Pookrum and Wanique Shabazz. And when I studied with Wanique Shabazz, they taught a concept called 13 Moon 28-day calendar, which taught me about my GPS. My GPS is it means the Galactic Purpose Signature. So with that being said, according to that system, I incarnated as a yogi. The white what is the white galactic mirror, which is an archetype for a yogi that incarnates on the planet. So with that being said, I started putting things together, the different synchronicities together, and I was like, you know what? It only makes sense for me now to go deeper into this yoga. So I'm gonna reach out to Yusir. So I reached out to Yusir, and I started to study under Yusir. And I wanted to get my certification through Yusir in Atlanta, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna set the goal higher. So I was like, I'm gonna go to Egypt and get my certification. So with that being said, I ended up going to Egypt, getting my certification. I started studying under another master teacher called Baba Kwesi out of DC. I started study with him. And once I started to put this information out to my city, to my community, so many doors started to open up for me, King Simon. Working with different organizations, working with the school system, working with the different YMCAs. And then I was working at all 3 YMCAs in the city. Just so many different doors started to open up for me, and doors are still open up for me just from me teaching Kemetic Yoga.
You know, brother, well, that's a great journey, especially dealing with. I've met Master Naba, and I have his.
You did? Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's born September 18th. I remember. Yeah, so I remember the brother. I used to run into him a lot at the African Arts Festival in New York City. So he's been around us for a long time, just alongside with Queen of Four, and of course, brother Yasir Rahotep. And I see you mentioned brother Wanik Shabazz, good friend of mine, and sister Prukum. Yes, he also did my GPS and things, and I do have his. He did send my link, so I'm glad that you as a young brother. A lot of because I got my my knowledge from the age of 14. I started getting the knowledge of self, and I stress that. So I know it's very important that usually the information that you already have in you that's being brought out through the elders is definitely helpful to give you guidance and save your life. And that's what I realized. And plus your mother being taken out of here at an early age, and that must have been traumatic for a brother like yourself. I've never experienced that, but I totally understand, but from your studies and going to Kemet to go study from Brother Kwesi, that master teacher, Brother Kwesi, from his perspective of what you learned in Kemet, how long has Kemetic Yoga or the postures existed?
So from my personal research and from what Yusir teaches, Kemetic Yoga, these postures have been around for the longest. I mean, what Yusir teach is that Kemetic Yoga predates the Indian systems. Also, when I was studying under the Earth Center, they had the same perspective. Like, this is the origins of meditation, yoga, contemplation, etc. So that was, from my understanding, that's what that these different teachers were teaching about. But human beings have been breathing, have been moving for the longest. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they have an exact date or when yoga was created, but I know we've been doing it for the longest because it's natural.
Now you mentioned the Earth Center, and of course, Master Naba, the great Master Naba, late great Master Naba, who continues his energy continues through the Earth Center. For those who are novice to the Earth Center, because it's not like one of the known, like it's not regularly said from people like Baba Heru and different other people, because those are the ones in Queen of Four, those are running, and Master Muwata Ashby and people like they're the ones that promote a lot of you hear Kemetic Legacy, Brother Jabari and Infandishi. Tell people about those that are novice. Tell people about the Earth Center. What are their teachers, since you studied under them also? Because I know they used to be right here in Brooklyn on New York Avenue. I used to buy products from them all the time. Tell them about the Earth Center, please. So
the Earth Center was created, was started by a Kemetic Dogon high priest named Master Naba, out of West Africa. He's connected. This is coming from their teachings. He's connected to the Naba bloodline, which can be traced back to ancient Kemet. So they started an organization called the Earth Center. The first school was in Chicago, And then they eventually branched off into like New York, California. They have schools in Baltimore, Houston, Canada. I think in Europe. I think in London. But the school I was going to was a school in West Virginia, and the school is called Untitled. So you have the organization, which is called Earth Center, and then you have the school, the education, which is called Untitled. Means the study of life and death, and the study of the energies of the earth. So when you go into this initiation, you're learning how to become a better human being. Everything that we learned, because the Nabas were a particular bloodline that deal with purity. So everything we learned was about how to purify, how to purify self, and also how to connect with the ancestors. So again, we studied the Medu Neter, we read, write, and spoke the Medu Neter. We also studied Kat Ibi, which is traditional meditation, and we studied Sunt, which is traditional healing. And once you put all these different elements together, this puts you more in tune with yourself. And when you're more in tune with yourself, you're more in tune and you're more in harmony with the earth, the cosmos, and the ancestors. And when you're more in tune with these different aspects of yourself, then earth, the cosmos will support you on your journey. And this is where we get the idea of like having good luck. When you're really in tune, everything you do, you're just in the right place at the right time. Wanisha Bass says, wherever I show up, something happens. Meaning like anytime he shows up, something's happening because he's in sync with himself. So these are the teachings that we were learning in the Earth Center.
No, that you at least have a basic concept of our brother's legacy and the whole Master Naba and his family and his tribe. And the Earth Center, you know, I have their posters, of course, the Zodiac posters of what. Yeah, yes, what's the name of that poster? Give the name to the people. The one in the back.
The Mandala of Dendora. The Mandala of Dendora.
Right, and I got, of course, the laws of Kemet and all the different
the 77 commandments.
Yes, I have that on my wall, and it's right over my bed actually. So I understand the importance of that, and even sometimes, you know what's so funny? Dr. Africa used to say he used to ask him and his wife used to recite it before they go to bed every night. All of the laws of Kemet, because it brings the balance, the Ma'atic laws of balance. It brings that balance, especially when you're going to sleep and all that. And I started doing it myself, fell off a little, but I totally understand and get, you know, the concept and the need to do it. And I know it's important. Now, what your travels to Kemet, the great motherland. Now, what age were you when you traveled there, and what else did you what else did you learn while you was in Kemet, especially observing the walls in Kemet and all that? Please stress that. How old were you when you went, and what did you learn off the walls of Kemet? Please.
So I went back in. I think I was around like 34, 35. So I went with Yusir, which is a master teacher in Kemetic Yoga, and I also went with another master scholar, Brother Jabari. So I had the opportunity to spend 2 weeks with those brothers. And it was the best experience in my life. Growing up from where I come from and the environment that I came from, I would have never thought that I would have the opportunity to go to Egypt or Kemet to study. And not only to study, but to go with two master scholars, to go with two master teachers, and to spend 2 weeks there and having the opportunity to go into these different temples, to go into these different pyramids, and to meditate, and to speak hakaus, which are words of power, and to sing mantras and chants and stuff like that. It was a very powerful experience. As soon as and this is coming from somebody who's been studying meditation and doing meditative techniques for 10 years plus. As soon as you walk into some of these pyramids, you instantly go into a meditative state. All thoughts subside. All thoughts start to dissolve. So you instantly start to go within yourself. And if you do start to have thoughts, they become amplified. So it's important that you are aware of your thought process when you go into these pyramids, because if you're thinking the wrong things and you're putting it in, and you're in these pyramids and you're putting it out, that is going out into the cosmos. So it's important when you're in these particular sacred spaces that your thought process is in tune, because you can make some things manifest. And that's what I think our ancestors were doing when they were going into these sacred spaces. They were going into meditative trance to make certain things, to tap into higher forms of consciousness.
Yes, sir.
And also to heal the body, heal the mind, connect with the ancestors and the Netaru.
And those that are just tuning in, we're here with Kemetic Yoga practitioner, young brother Sobek Ra Heru. For classes or yoga, Kemetic Yoga consultations, you want to find out more on how important it is, please call him or contact him via 540-324-9331. That's 540-324-9331. And remember his Cash App. You want to show some Cash App love, please hit him up at $Sobek77. That's $Sobek77. And to email him personal emails or, send that PayPal love, hit him up, Tony the Kem. That's TonyTheKem at gmail.com. And you can also befriend him on IG at Sobek_Ra_Heru. So, brother, that is so interesting that you said what you said about going into the walls and things being amplified. Now, I know you're into the martial arts of Wing Chun. As a matter of fact, I was studying Wing Chun when I was younger, and getting into Jeet Kune Do with Bruce Lee, studying that. Now, going back to the walls. Now, I know the forms of certain martial arts is on the walls. Did you get to see those pictorial stories about the martial arts on the walls of Kemet?
I didn't see the martial arts, but I definitely seen the meditative and the Kemetic postures. I seen the yoga postures, definitely. Because like I said, when I went with you see, he took us to the site so we can see for ourselves that our ancestors were practicing yoga and meditation. And I think that's important, because the average person, when they think about yoga and meditation, they instantly think about India or China, not knowing that our ancestors also practice yoga and meditation, even though they may not have called it yoga and meditation because they were speaking another language. But the concept was a part of our bloodline.
Yeah, and that's true, and that concept is very ingrained in our bloodline from all over the landmass of Africa. Now that what's so interesting from your perspective, there's a lot of debates going on about that. Africa in general should be honored and not just Kemet. From your perspective, how do you feel about that? Not to get any controversy, because in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have Baba Heru on here with me very soon. I talked to him 2 days ago, and we're going to be talking about the legacy of Africa coming through Kem. How do you feel about all of Africa being acknowledged, and not just Kem, but also every part of Africa, every facet of Africa?
One thing I learned by studying with Dr. Jewel Pilgrim, I studied with I took her brain balancing course. And usually people take 8-9 months or a year to finish her course. I finished it like 2-3 months. And the goal of the course was to become a whole brain thinker. So even when I think about Kemet, or I think about the whole, I embrace all of it, because when you study Kemet, and this is why the information Master Naba brought to the people was so important, because he was bringing that connection. He was showing us the connection, the West African connection to Kemet. So Master Naba, he taught us about Kemet, but at the same time, every year he would take a pilgrimage to West Africa, Burkina Faso and Togo, to show you how that the people are still using those particular principles, cultural principles, spiritual principles within West Africa. So I embrace it all, because I look at the whole. I'm a holistic thinker. Again, I study with Queen Afua. So Queen Afua also teaches the importance of being whole.
That's good. Yeah. And that's how I teach my Numerovation class, to be a holistic numerologist and how to use, because numbers was definitely ancient. I got books on I got a book called Africa Counts, where Dr. John Henry Clark, our late ancestor and scholar, he wrote about numbers in a white woman's book now. And I actually mentioned that book because the whole numbers, and I tell people all the time, Brother Sobek, that numerology is just a word, but the numbers and the application of numbers came out of our history long before Pythagoras, because we know that he went and studied amongst the people of India and Africa for 20 or more years, and then came back and became the father of numerology or mathematics or the application of math. So it's good that, you know, young people like yourself and others are doing the great work that they need to do in this lifetime, but also the great work that needs to be passed on from generation to generation, even through children and all that. So let's get to the benefits of yoga or Kemetic Yoga. What are some of the benefits of Kemetic Yoga from the breath all the way down to the limbs and all that kind of stuff? Give us your explanation, please, on how you have benefited and how others have benefited from your classes also.
I think the most beneficial thing that Kemetic Yoga brings is it brings cultural context. It brings historical context. So when you're doing yoga, when you're doing Kemetic Yoga, you're more connected to it. And then you start to connect with Shu, which is breath, which is air. They say you can go 2 weeks without eating food. You can go a couple of days without drinking, but you can only go a couple moments without breathing. So the beauty of Kemetic Yoga is the breath and the movements are intertwined. The breath and movements are intertwined. So this helps push you into a meditative state. So all your movements you're moving with intention. And this builds body awareness. This builds breath awareness. The more you start to learn to control the breath, each inhale and exhale, you start to learn how to control the mind and the emotions. And once you start to learn how to control your mind and your emotions, you have a better control of your environment. So again, with Kemetic Yoga, you're learning how to release any physical or mental blockages that you may have just by breathing, just by moving. And then you're adding, because again, I studied with 3 different systems. I studied 3 different systems, so it gave me 3 different ways to look at it. And now I'm coming to my own understanding of how to teach it. So with the Earth Center, I learned certain aspects. With Yasir, I learned certain aspects. And with Baba Kwesi from DC, he teaches Asarian Tantric Yoga. So he goes in even deeper. So with Kemetic Yoga, you want to add the breath, the movements, the mantras, the chants. You want to make sure your movements are all slow, because again, this builds more awareness of the body, because we've been conditioned to do everything fast. We've been conditioned to eat fast. We've been conditioned to talk fast, to drive fast. But Kemetic Yoga comes in and teaches you how to slow down, slow your movements down, slow your breathing down. And when you start to slow down, this is when you can really start to tap into your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner God.
That's very good information. Now, people who want to ask questions, please post your questions now, and please write carefully. I don't need no chicken scratches on here. I need you to make sure, because I know y'all can't be typing in chicken scratch. Please don't do that to me. Please don't do that to me. And I cannot read Medunetter yet, so don't try to type in right now, please. So somebody just asked, Aset just asked, can you explain the difference between Kemetic Yoga taught by Yasir Ra Hotep and Indian Yoga?
Okay, so one of the key things that you're going to see with the teachings of Yasir is the postures. The postures, we have the certain postures in Kemetic Yoga that's taught by Yasir, you're not going to see in the Indian system. Like, so for example, the pose of Asar. What else? The pose of Asar. What else? The Sphinx pose. We have what else? I can't think of but that's like the main difference right there within itself. The postures is the main difference that you will see versus the Indian yoga. And this like the whole methodology of everything we do has purpose behind it. We're not just moving, we're moving with intention, we're moving with the breath. And again, the cultural context, the historical context, and the fact that it's connected to us as a people. That's like some of the biggest differences.
Okay. And I'm glad you stated that, because I know they even got a new thing called Christian yoga and yoga and all that. You know, but the word yoga itself, what does that mean? And then Natasha Love says, can you provide some tips to start dialogue with men to engage in yoga to cope with stress?
So the word yoga just means to yoke or to bring together. That's what yoga means. So when you're doing yoga, you're bringing together, you're becoming one with mind, body, spirit. You become one with nature, ancestors, etc. But the difference is with Kemetic yoga is versus the Indian yoga is we're learning also how to tap into the ancestors and the divine world or the Netaru. With Indian yoga, they really don't touch on that aspect. And as far as men doing yoga, I've tried in my city to start up yoga sessions. It's for some reason, I don't know, it may be in my city, but for some reason, men have a hard time embracing yoga. And yoga is something that our ancestors practice. It's a book called Per Ankh, written by the University of Kemet. They talk about how in the mystery schools in Egypt, before you got into the higher levels of learning, you had to learn some type of yoga. You had to learn some type of meditation just to be able to prepare yourself for the higher forms of knowledge that you're going to be exposed to. So I've tried to have those dialogues with brothers, and it's a challenge. But I think over time, more brothers will be open to doing more yoga, because it's just so much benefits from it that I mean, even with me being an athlete, I'm still doing a lot of things that I could do with my body. Even like I'm in better shape than I am now than I was when I was younger, and it's because of the yoga, it's because of the breathing, being able to relax, being able to just be more in tune with myself. It has benefited my body and my mind.
No, and that's and you know what's so interesting? When they mention something about men not wanting to do yoga and all that, I was introduced to yoga from my aunt, may she rest in eternal peace and power, at the age of 12 years old, but I never pursued it. But like Bantu Mandinka said, calisthenic is a form of yoga to him, or to that person.
Definitely.
Mental calisthenics, and that's what I was doing, calisthenics, because I worked out and trained since I was a child and younger. You know, following watching Bruce Lee on television and all that kind of stuff, and Jackie Chan, and watching people like Jim Kelly and Ron Van Cleef and all these great ones that before I met them. But you know what's so interesting? Somebody just asked, "Do you certify yoga instructors? Do you have a certification course?"
No, I don't. That's Yusir, my teacher. Yusir, he certifies people. And I just want to add on to something you said.
Yes, sir.
King Simon, a concept that one of my teachers taught. Baba Kwesi, he told me that there was a picture that he was looking at of a man doing all these different yoga poses. It's like 100 different yoga poses, and in the middle is just him sitting in the chair. So what he was teaching me is that once you get to a certain level, everything becomes yoga. So that's just going off of what you were just now saying. Right. What you were saying, like you were doing your form of yoga.
Right.
Once you get to a certain level of understanding, everything becomes yoga.
Right. Even in the sitting position, there's a yoga. You know,
definitely.
In martial arts, we have the horse stance. That's a form of breathing, and you know, so 47 Ego Death. Are there any good Kemetic yoga books for beginners to get? I know personally that Muata Ashby have some great.
Muata Ashby, he has some good stuff. There's a really good book right here called Meditation for African Americans by Ushaka Ra Nuba Ampu. That's a good book. And another great book, and most people may not even think it's a yoga book, but it really is. This is one of my master teacher, Baba Kwesi. He talks about Medu Netter by Ra'un Nefer Amen.
Yeah.
That's a yoga book.
I saw Set Society. Yes,
Yep.
Good brother. Yes, sir. Let me see. Somebody asking Ben Bailey, what is a great starting point for someone that want to make this part on their journey? You know, that on yoga. What was a good starting point? What a great start.
I would say go online and go on YouTube. Type in Untitled Ra Heru.
Yes.
He has some videos to teach you the breathing, the different postures, and if you're really serious about becoming an instructor, you can just reach out to Yasir and reach out to him, and he'll give you some resources. Also, just try to read as much material as possible about Kemetic Yoga, because it's a lot. As people become more aware of Kemetic Yoga, it's a lot of information that you can find online and books you can get on it as well. I can't hear you, King Simon.
I was just watching Brother Yasir. He walked up on me at last year. He walked up on me on African International African Arts Festival, because somebody wanted to introduce him to me, but he said he heard so much about me. And he said one day he wanted to work with me and bring him in and do some things. So I just posted up Yasir Ra Heru. Go Google up his videos on YouTube. As a matter of fact, I just watched him and Brother Jabari and Sister Anika on their old show where he was teaching yoga, and that was a very good. I was even looking at doing the breathing exercise and following also. And somebody mentioned, brother, let me say, with the book that you're Medu Netter by Ra'un Nefer Amen. That brother definitely excellent. He got like I think 7 books on Medu Netter right now, so he's on it. You know what I'm saying? And and people, please do your research. Like Bantu is saying, Bronze Yogi, and do some historical research. Is great. That's right. Research is so important. Now, now, brother Sobek, with the youth. Like Sister Natasha was talking about coping with stress, and then you spoke about introducing it to the men. I know women to take yoga real quickly, but men is definitely hard. So you suggest that Kemetic Yoga should be introduced to young men from when they're young, like at least a formidable age of 10 or 7. I got it at 12. I started watching and paying attention from 12, and then I got the knowledge of self more into it at 14. But would you suggest that for younger men and women also to get in there, young children or teenagers?
Definitely. I've seen it. I've seen the work I've done in the community, and how when the youth, they get this yoga, they start to benefit from it. It's just like a relief that they start to tap into. They finally get to experience what peace is, what clarity of mind is. They start to experience having no thought, having a moment where they're not thinking about anything, having a moment where their mind is not acting crazy, and when the Buddhist philosophy they call the monkey mind. They have that experience. And I notice when I have these lessons with the youth, they start to open up, King Simon. Like I can go into a room at the beginning, you can tell that they're not open to it. By at the end of the session, it's like the energy is shift. Everybody, even the hardest person, even the hardest child that's trying to close themselves off, they start to open up. And that's the healing power of breathing and movement.
That's good. Yeah, because I know I opened up at a young age, but because I got distracted, that's when I got off the path and doing the madness and following friends. That's why I always knew I'm not supposed to follow a bunch of friends. They get you killed. So now somebody just asked, outside of health benefits, where does yoga takes us internally?
So from my experience, yoga has taken me to a different aspect of myself. When I say a different aspect of myself, I'm tapping into a higher aspect of myself that I never knew that I could. I'm learning how to transcend old habits, old thought patterns, old behaviors. I'm also learning my body better. I'm learning how to relax my body. I'm learning how to better control my thoughts, how to better control my breath. So there's a lot of internal thing that goes on. Some of the things are so subtle that you can't really speak on it because it's so subtle. But as soon as you start to do it, you start to notice a difference in your internal in your internal makeup.
That's good. Yeah, this is a process. Put it like that. It's a process. You know, Brother Bronze Yogi says, Brother Sarah Sutton said he breaks down how the Nagas migrated to India, and so the Indian system is African at the end of the day too. And they just have different deities. Yeah, Brother Infandishi spoke about. Sarah Sutton said, my good brother, born January 4th, respect to him. I've had him in time. So if y'all can check out Sarah Sutton Seti on this channel, I've brought Sarah Sutton Seti, and would you believe he didn't even he cursed like twice. Only twice. Yeah, I was so surprised. I was so surprised. But enough respect to him. I love Sarah Seti. Good brother, man. I'm gonna have to call him and reach out to him because I always tell people, you know, I don't have problems with people. I don't burn no bridges. And I know New York has been treating certain brothers like him and young Pharaoh a certain way. But I spoke to young Pharaoh the other day, and I'm gonna reach out to Sarah Seti and make sure they are, because you got to keep the young and the old connected, because like they say in history, it says young men are for war and the elders are for counsel. So I gotta give that respect to those brothers that want to be doing their thing and make things happen. You know what I'm saying? Another question is out there. Maybe if we change the name into something else. Okay, you know, I mean, yoga must have a Kemetic name, of course. Do you know the Kemetic name, my brother? You know the Kemetic
like I said, and when I studied with the Earth Center, they called it Kat Ibi, and that was one of my positions too, to give it a authentic name versus Kemetic Yoga. But this is what my teacher Yasir, I mean, he prefers just to call it Kemetic Yoga, just to give people a clear reference of what we're doing, because if you call it something else, it may throw people off and not want to get into it. So he just says Kemetic Yoga. So I just say Kemetic Yoga. But when I do my classes, I go deeper into what Kemetic Yoga and what our ancestors called it.
Okay. Now, Brother Steph just asked, what are your thoughts about yoga and spinal and neck issues? I injured myself twice in the yoga class I was taking, and I insisted to engage in the shoulder and neck stance. Please.
First of all, I'm not a doctor or anything like that. However, always listen to your body, and this is the beauty about Kemetic Yoga, because with Kemetic Yoga, you're doing everything slow. You're connecting with your breath. And when you're doing it that way, you are more aware of your body. See, this is the thing with Western yoga, is watered down, and it's more so physical. They really emphasize the physical aspect of yoga, going deep into like different stretching and doing all these challenging postures. A lot of the average person is not ready for that. But with Kemetic Yoga, everybody, no matter what your age is, no matter what your size is, everybody can do it, because it's not really about how much you can stretch. It's about how relaxed you can become. How much can you focus your mind in that present moment? How much can you move that energy throughout your body to help heal your body? That's the goal of Kemetic Yoga.
And
so go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, finish your point. What you were about to say, please.
So that's the goal of the goal of Kemetic Yoga, is to ease into each posture, so you won't, because the goal, like one of the things that we learned in the Earth Center was the importance of preserving the body. You don't want to break down the body. You want to preserve the body. So Kemetic Yoga teaches you how to preserve the body.
Now, Greg B asks, is there meaning and purpose for each different yoga posture or Kemetic Yoga posture, please?
Yeah, so for example, the pose of Asar. Who was Asar? Asar was a Kemetic deity who went around teaching educating the people. Asar was the one who was known for someone being perpetually good. So he had a particular quality that we should strive to become. So when you're doing the pose of Asar, when I'm doing the pose of Asar, these are the things that I am thinking about when I'm in this particular pose. I'm making sure that I have proper alignment, but I'm also making sure that I'm breathing. And my thought process is, how can I become more like Asar? And while I sit and I breathe, I reflect, and spirit starts to show me how to be more like Asar.
So those are what you say. The different poses has a certain meaning that can give people guidance and give people understanding of what they're doing, how they're doing. And okay, somebody said that Kemetic Yoga is slow like Tai Chi.
Definitely, it is. Yeah, and my teacher from Bible Quasi, he said there's 3 speeds to Kemetic Yoga. You have slow, then you have slower than slow, and then you have slower than slower than slow. He said you want to move so slow. If you stick your hand in the river, it wouldn't ripple, and you pull your hand out of the river, it wouldn't ripple. So that's how slow you want to move. And when you move that slow, you're tapping into a different paradigm.
Right. Wow. That's powerful. And people got to understand that these modalities are very necessary, especially during the times that we're in.
Yes.
Because it's a very stressful time. And as people know, I've said, according to numbers, this is a mental time. This is a time that we pay close attention to our mind. And in turn, when you pay close attention to your mind, you must learn to unite the body with it and lessen the stress, because what they're throwing out there in the media and television, all the illusions and delusions, like I said before to my people, in a 4-year, that is the 22, master number 22, a 4-year or 40-year. This is the year of the illusions and the delusions through media, because the number 2020 adds up to a 4, and that is the number of media technology, and then using it towards the negative, because they constantly bombarding us. So this type of thing like Kemetic Yoga and the use of Kinetic Yoga, especially early in the morning, to anything you do early in the morning, because I'm telling the people, because your brainwave operate at a higher octave early in the morning, it will carry you throughout the day. So it's best to do a lot of this early morning. I see Dr. Love be doing it early in the morning on Facebook every morning. I see Dr. Love, who's also a Kemetic teacher. So enough respect to what you're doing, Brother Sobek. Sister Natasha Love says, can we get one example of a pose we can use daily?
One example of a pose that we can use daily. You
got a pose you could do right now?
I could do. I would just do the pose of Asar.
Go ahead.
There's other poses like the Tekken pose, but I'll do the pose of Asar.
Okay. You good?
Can you see me?
Yeah. We can see you. Okay.
Let me just pull this back a little bit. So. You want to make sure your feet are together. Make sure your fingers are together, going into what we call the Kemetic hand. You bring your right hand up. Your left hand crosses over your right. Make sure that the tips of your thumbs are touching. And then as you inhale, you're going to turn your body to the right. As you exhale, your head turns to your left shoulder. You're going to inhale your head to the back, to your right shoulder. Then you exhale your body back to the center. And then you inhale, turn your body to the left now. Then you exhale your head to your right shoulder. Inhale your head to the back. Exhale, body back to the center. And then as you inhale, you bring your hands up. Then you exhale, hands come down to your side palms, facing forward, going into what we call the pose of Sep Cat. And you just close your eyes for a second, take a couple deep breaths, and then you relax, hands to your side. So that right there is what we call the pose of Asar, going into the pose of Sep Cat.
That's what I'm talking about. Sometimes you gotta show them better than you can tell. Brother. And to contact our brother, please, don't let me start sounding like James Brown. Please contact our brother and for classes. I know he does online classes, yoga consultations, and give him a call at 540-324-9331. That's 540-324-9331. Cash App is $Sobek77. His email, or to email him or send him a PayPal love. Hit him up at TonyTheChem@gmail.com. That's TonyTheChem@gmail.com. And his ID is at Sobek_Ra_Heru. And that, brother, I'm glad that you showed that, because people need to see that and explain how that type of posture helps to calm the nerve or calm the body. Please explain that briefly.
So the twisting of the body, this helps with strengthening the internal organs. When you're turning, you're strengthening your internal organs, and you're strengthening your spinal cord. And the turning of the neck is also, you're creating more blood flow to the neck, which is going to create more blood flow to the brain. And again, all the movements are connected to the breath. So a lot of times when people think about working out, they or getting healthier, they go to the gym, or they think about eating better. But when it comes to true health, it goes back to strengthening your internal organs. So with Kemetic Yoga and if you notice in Kemetic Yoga, you're gonna notice a lot of turning postures and stuff like that. And that's because we're trying to strengthen the internal organs, trying to strengthen the digestive system, trying to get more blood flow to the internal organs. And this is how we really start to create health from the inside out.
Okay, great. Now, somebody, sister, I saw a set just asked, what is the physical benefits of the pose of Asar?
I pretty much just now.
Yeah, you just explained that. Good. Thank you very much. Let me see. Let me see what they're putting up. Looks like it stretches the neck, engages the lats, and elongates the back, and massages the
internal organs. Yep.
Right. There it goes. And another person just put up and activated the central nervous system.
Definitely. Yep. All that.
Okay, people are showing you love. For these next few minutes, I want you to really tell the people when are your classes? Do you do online classes? Are they over Zoom? Are they StreamYard? Are you doing them free? Or when are your classes, and how can people at least sign up for your classes, my brother?
So right now I'm actually I'm doing classes, but it's classes through the YMCA. So I've been doing online classes through the YMCA, and starting Monday, I'll be doing more classes in from person to person. I really don't do a lot of online classes. So I also do like physical one-on-one classes, or in a group. So
that means you need to do some online classes, but that's all it means.
Yeah. You're right.
At least record yourself while you're doing it and then you can post it up. And set up your Zoom page, or because people, believe me, this is the age of technology.
Yeah, you're right.
Use it, and you're a Leo, right? That's your sign.
Yeah. Leo. Yeah.
And Leo, the other side of a Leo is Aquarius. So both of us can benefit from this energy if we use the technological energy that they put out, because technology is a god also, but we can manipulate these gods and actually do it for the benefits of us and our families and all that. So yeah, do what you got to do, man. You know what you need to do. I'm not even gonna say another word. You're born under the number 3 energy, so I know the 3 deals with expansion and growth and multiple levels. So don't be afraid of that, my brother. Somebody just asked, Natasha just asked, does that help with lower back pain?
Definitely, it helps with lower back pain. Definitely, because again, the breathing itself and the movements, it helps with blood circulation. And when you start to get the blood circulating, when you start to remove those blockages in the body, this gives the body a chance to start to heal. And again, with Kemetic Yoga, you're not forcing anything. You're letting the breath guide you through each posture, each pose. So you're not using muscle, you're using you're using breath, you're using life force. And when you're doing it that way, again, this gives the body the best chance to heal.
Somebody suggests that you should do quarantine yoga.
Quarantine yoga.
Hilarious.
That's real. That's real.
That's real. Somebody said Inside Out, I feel is the same thing Sebi talked about, intercellular healing. Yes,
Yeah.
Sebi was, I think I brought Sebi in. I've worked with Sebi twice, like, of course, on stage and bringing him in. I brought him in once personally, but I worked with Mr. G as far as the last time he was here in New York. And Sebi was definitely into the breathing and definitely also into every holistic aspect himself, the water, the whole everything. That was Sebi was definitely into, you know.
Oh,
and,
wow.
Yeah, that was all a part of it. And Dr. Africa was into it also. Dr. Africa was a naturopathic doctor and also massage therapist, acupuncturist, and all of that. And he was one of the elders that was on the Elder of Council for Holistic Health in Benin and Togo and different places. So these our great elders did their thing, man. Like, of course, he mentioned Queen of Four, our dear queen. She always teaches that. Muwata Ashby and Yasir Hotep, and of course, Yasir Ra Hotep. And of course, Brother Ra Nefer Amin, and of course your teacher that you got taught in Kem recently for all these years. So, but last but not least, brother, I want to thank you very much for being a part of the King Simon journey, of course. And then I want to tell everybody, please contact Brother Sobek Ra Heru for classes. He's gonna start these online classes. Start it after your birthday, brother. It's best to do it after your birthday because you're in a critical cycle right now, according to numerology. You're in a critical cycle. It's not best to start anything in a critical cycle because you won't finish it. So please start it after your birthday, because after your birthday, you'll be in what we call a reputation cycle. So that's the reputation, to build your reputation, build your classes, build everything. After your birthday, make it happen, okay? I'm reading. See, I'm dropping it for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Please give him a call at 540-324-9331. That's 540-324-9331. Cash App him. Show him some love, family. Cash App him right now. Show him some love. $2, $3, $100, $50. Any amount can help to help show some love to these young brothers and sisters that are doing it and not out there committing any crimes or killing anybody and doing anything. Believe me, all of us that are warriors had to learn how to not only kill but only heal. Also heal, because a true warrior knows how to break a bone but also know how to set it to heal again.
Yeah, definitely.
Please understand that. That's what I was trained in martial arts about. That's what this brother's been trained. We're doing what we have to do to maintain it. Like Dr. Khalid would say, saints, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. We all have that within us. We are all saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. It all resists. The balance exists in every one of us. Please hit him up on email if you want to send a personal email to our brother, and PayPal also. That's TonyTheChem at gmail.com. That's TonyTheChem at gmail.com, or IG at Sobek_Ra_Heru. So, my brother, any last words to the family? Any last words, please?
I just want to say, if you're not into yoga, whatever type of yoga, even if it's not Kemetic Yoga, get into some type of yoga, because yoga and meditation, because society, this country, yoga and meditation, they're implementing it into the school systems, the prison systems, the healthcare systems, the mental health institutions, all the athletes, entertainers, all successful people are doing some type of yoga, some type of meditation. So if we see successful people doing these things, it only makes sense for us to tap into that same understanding, to get those same benefits. So my goal is to help others tap into that awareness so they can really start to gain more control over their mind, body, and spirit.
That's right. That's right. And it has helped a lot of people. I mean, people like Burning Spear, the major reggae artist who's like in his 70s. It helped. What's his name? Russell Simmons.
Yeah.
Russell Simmons been practicing that.
Floyd Mayweather, LeBron James, Kyrie Irving. Man, so many of these different, all the successful people are on it. Matter of fact, I was listening to, I don't know, have you ever heard of Kevin Gates before? The rapper Kevin Gates?
Yes, sir.
I was watching an interview with him, and he even said that he started to get into yoga.
That's right. That's right. Well, my brother, I want to thank you very much for being a part of this journey once again, man. Thank you and your family.
I appreciate it.
I hope everything is well. Let's make sure we give our beloved brother a well-deserved round of applause. Give him a round of applause.
Yes. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Much respect to you and the family, man. And thank you very much for being a part of the journey. Thank you for allowing me on your platform also. Tell them about your platform on Facebook or wherever you broadcast, please.
So my platform, APTV, Ancestral Perspective, was a concept I came with just to help spread more cultural awareness. So with the APTV, we have a concept called cultural healing. So I just bring people on to talk about culture, holistic awareness, history, health, martial arts, anything that can help our people tap back into culture and who they truly are. I try to present that information to the people so we can start to remember, not learn, but remember who we are.
And it's called APTV.
Yes.
Ancestral Perspective. Y'all see it up there? I just put it up there. Make sure. Is it on YouTube, Facebook? Where are you?
Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. And what's the YouTube channels? APTV also?
The YouTube channel is Sobek Ra Heru.
Okay.
And my Facebook is Antonio Stovall, my government name.
Okay. And that's Facebook, right? You said Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio. Let me make sure. And how you spell your last name?
Stovall.
Hold on a second. Stovall, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. Antonio, spell Antonio real quick.
Antonio.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's spelled correctly. All right, so family, I'm going to post it up right now so y'all can see this. On YouTube, it's Sobek Ra Heru, and on Facebook, it's on Antonio Stovall. That's Stovall. That's Stovall. My brother, once again, thank you very much for being a part of it.
Thank you, brother.
What you're doing, and keep on doing what you want to do. And if you do talk to Yasir Ra Hotep, tell him I need his number, or tell him me or somebody. I'm gonna try to get Mawata Ashray. I'm gonna definitely. I had Queen of Four on when Dr. Africa transitioned, but I need to get her on officially so we can do what we got to do and talk. Cause her and I go way back.
Okay, when I talk to Yasir, I'll let him know.
Okay, all right, my brother. You take care. All right.
All right, you too. Thank you, brother.
All right. Thank you, brother. That's our brother, man. Enough respect to him, enough respect to his family. Make sure, like I said, go to his YouTube page. That's Sobek Ra Heru. That's Sobek Ra Heru. And his Facebook page is his government, Antonio Stovall. Make sure you show that love to the young brother doing his thing, man, because that's what it's all about, man. It's all about showing love, spreading love. You remember that old song, Spread Love, pop, up. That's right. We spreading love here. We spread in love here. That's what we do. We spread love to each other, and the more love we spread, and that's how we're going to diffuse a lot of this hate madness that's going on, because there's a lot of hate going on. But like I said earlier, warriors prepare for peace, but in the time of peace, we also prepare for war. Ain't no doubt about it. Let's not front. So, like somebody just said, Brother Sobek. So Brother Sobek is from, what they said? They said Brother Sobek is from my community. I think that's what they just said. Big up to y'all. Big up to everybody that tuned in, man. Thank y'all for showing love. Thank you for all the questions that y'all showed love about, man. Thank you for all the questions that y'all gave out, brother, and shared, as far as now my computer slowing up. That's right. Okay, so thank you for all the love that you shared as far as sharing, information and giving respect to our brother and what he does and how he does things. And please, people, subscribe, and share these links, because it's very important to share, because sharing is caring. And if you really care about what we're doing, please share it, because we're out here trying to do this work as much as we possibly can. And don't let anybody fool you. The work has to be done on multiple levels, Remember, this work is done on multiple levels. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go out there and do that work. Don't be afraid to show that love to people. If you can, show them the love. All right. So, but as we're getting out of here, I want to thank you again. Make sure you contact Brother Sobek right here. Everything is on here right now. Sobek Ra Heru for classes and yoga consultation. To find out more information about it, give him a call at 540 or text him 324-9331. Cash App $Sobek77, and to email him or send him a PayPal. That's Tony the Chem. That's Tony the Chem at Gmail, and his IG is at Sobek_Ra Heru. That's _Ra_Heru. Make sure you hit him up and become a friend of his. All right. I want to thank all and each and every one of you. Please, 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 like I said, share this video and share this with other people. Just want to remind everybody what's coming up next. Let's go straight to it. First of all, let me big up this one of my sponsors here. Let me big up one of my sponsors. This is the new MAGA shirt. Make Africans great again. Oh yeah, make Africans great again. For this type of tees and hats, look at the shirt with Africa on it and the Lion of Judah. Make Africans great again. This is the real MAGA hats and MAGA shirts. So make sure you get that. Of course, his contact is on hats and tees and other products. Make sure you call 646-493-9991 and tell him King Simon sent you. That's 646-493-9991. Email him at thirditees@gmail.com. That's thirditees@gmail.com. Or you can hit him up on IG at thirditees@ink.inc. That's right. Look at the hat. I just got it in the mail. Of course, make Africa great again, or African great again. Like I said, if you want to be a clothing sponsor now, don't send me nothing crazy. I only like cultural stuff. I don't want nothing crazy. I ain't wearing a bunch of colorful, rainbow colored stuff. I ain't doing it. I'm just letting you know that's what I do. You know, my favorite colors are usually either black, are usually either gold, are usually green, blues, and I'll wear red on occasion, but make sure to have something that has a saying. Make sure if you're going to send me clothing or you want to send me stuff, make sure contact me and I'll promote it like I did my brother, free of cost, because this is right now I'm just doing free of cost for this one. You know, anytime you send me wares, I might as well shout it out when I'm wearing it. So that's how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Just want to let people know. Also, just want to remind our people that please like, share, subscribe to King Simon Presents on YouTube. Please like, share, and subscribe to King Simon on YouTube. Also, I put up certain videos on my Patreon page. So go to www.patreon.com/King Simon Production. Join, become part of the Patreon family. So every time you spend some money monthly, hey, look, you get to access some of the exclusive stuff. As a matter of fact, on there right now, I got Dr. Phil Valentine and Dr. Nalani Valentine. The video that I did here, I took it down, but I put it up on Patreon. Right now, you can actually be a Patreon supporter and watch what Dr. Valentine and his wife break down about healthy minds at this day and time and all that kind of stuff, and dealing with Juice Plus and all that type of stuff. Make sure you go to my Patreon page. It's on there right now. Support my Patreon. You can give $2, $3, $10, $100 a month, whatever, and you'll have access to Patreon. Also, my website is kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or numbersaresimple.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or numbersaresimple.com. And guess what? I got my books up. I got my books now on Shopify. Now you can pre-order my next book called Numerovation for Mental Stability. You could order it right now, Numerovation for Mental Stability, at my Shopify store at, of course, the Numerovator.shopify.com. Go to products, pre-order the Numerovation for Mental Stability, and those books will be sent out by August and September. Definitely between August and September, October, but be patient. They will be sent out about between August, September, October, due to whatever's happening in the cities. And of course, the mail is slowed down due to this reset that we're going through. So please, 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 I'm intense. I'm almost finished I'm really gotten in. I mean, it's getting deep. It brought tears to my eyes just by writing this. And I want to thank also Natasha Dezoni, who is also a mental health therapist, who wrote a foreword for my book, and she dropped some information and wisdom, and also got a contact. You've seen her on this channel already, giving you some love and asking some very pertinent questions on here. So enough respect to Natasha Dezoni. She calls herself Natasha Love, and support her channel too. Natasha Love's channel. Support her channel also. She's on YouTube, dropping some great information on IG and on YouTube. Enough respect to her all the time. And next up, this coming Sunday, we have Dr. Angela. Oh, yeah, a.k.a. Black Love, Professor Black Love. Like I said, this particular show is going to be rated PG. Oh, yes, it's parental guidance. So I'm doing it at 9 o'clock going in. So if you got children around and you don't want them to hear that sex talk or relationship talk and all the madness, she's going to go down all the stuff that are going through STDs with her relationships, all that kind of stuff, and how she healed from it, and how, of course, things like Kemetic history and African history helped her to heal. She wrote a book called It's Your Fault, and she is directing it to our sisters. But it's not about bashing the sisters. It's about understanding that most of the things that happen to you is probably your fault. And because, especially in relationship, because you allowed them, or you didn't pay attention to your intuition when you allow certain men or certain people or certain partners to come into your life. So the book is called It's Your Fault by Professor Black Love. It's on Lulu. She's selling it. She's an independent publisher, and it's on Lulu. Great book. I read the book. Very good book. And she's a linguist. So not linguist. She's intellectual. So she breaks down. She gets into the words, and she got the glossary in back of the book. Also, Joshua Sarah is coming up, the mathematician and poet extraordinaire. Joshua Sarah will be here live and direct. And Sister Shaniqua Lino is coming in on June the 12th. That's a Friday. We're doing that June the 12th on a Friday. That's a good energy for us because she's born February 19th. I'm born February 1st. So we share that one energy. In February, she's just a Pisces. I'm an Aquarian. It is what it is. So we're going to drop that knowledge and wisdom between the spiritual healing and the spiritual knowledge and the mediums, because she's also an intuitive medium, that she be dropping some knowledge. Believe me, she does the work. And on June the 14th, we got the one, the only Denise. Sister Denise Muhammad will be in the building, breaking down herbology from the perspective of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and his teachings, and how they make that connection. Also, to be announced on the 17th, I might have a martial artist. I might have Copper Mike. I'm looking at which one I'm going to do. And then, of course, the 21st, we have Miss Veronica Martin, financial advisor. She's going to help you break down how to save some money and how to invest your money and what you need to do if you do get any stimulus check, because people are not stimulated right with their stimulus check. And then on June the 24th, I'm more than likely going to have a motivational speaker, a young motivational speaker come in. I was looking to get Farrah Gray, Dr. Farrah Gray, but I'm going to have to talk to some friends of mine to get him or hit him up on IG, because he does hit me back. So enough respect to Farrah Gray. He wrote the book Real in There. I bought that book, and that book changed part of my life, because I knew young Farrah Gray when he was like 8 or 9 years old, while I was in the nation with his father, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. So if we get Farrah Gray on here, we're going to show him respect. Respect. I'm not going to spell it like Al Sharpton. I remember when he spelled it wrong. So big up to Al Sharpton all the time and his madness. So again, family, let me big up some of the sponsors that supported the show. We got to show them love, man. Got to show our sponsors love. And once again, big up to my man, big up to our dear brother, Anthony Browder. Yeah, Anthony Browder. Let me get these banners off of the front there. Let's get the banners off of the front. Anthony Browder having a webinar this coming weekend. Anthony Browder on the 5th is having a webinar. Read the flyer. There's a lot on the flyer. Read the flyer, but make sure it's called Now Valley Origins of Christianity Part 2. Matter of fact, he could do part 100 the way he got all the information for that stuff. So big up to Anthony Browder. We're going to be bringing on Anthony Browder in June also, either June or July before his birthday, because his birthday is around July 26th. He's a Leo. Yes, he is a Leo. Big up to him. Also, if you want to do real estate, you want to get some real estate going on, my good friend and dearest friend, and she's a confidant, one of my good friends. We are close, man. We are close. Big up to her. And and give her a call at 347-866 1153. That's 347-866-1153. If you're looking for apartment, Airbnbs, all of that, rooms to rent, sister can help you, especially in New York, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn. She specifically is in Brooklyn, but she can help you out throughout the whole boroughs and any part of New York. So she is a licensed real estate salesperson. And once again, text her or call her at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And email her also. The email is on there also. And of course, family, if you want to do a numerovation session with me, a numerovation consultation, I don't play with my numerovation, baby, because it's about motivating you with your numbers, using your name and numbers to motivate you. The numbers connected to you. It's applied mathematics. For an appointment, please text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And for this special advertisement rate, I do have a special advertisement rate for half an hour. I'm only doing 30 minutes right now, but within 30 minutes, I give you so much information just with your numbers connected to your birthday and your name. Matter of fact, I could break down your birthday for a whole half an hour, and that's enough. But I do your name and birthday and throw in between all to show you how they collaborate, what are your challenge numbers, and how to work the challenges. Because I tell people all the time that challenge numbers, although it says challenge numbers, it does not have to be a challenge to you if you learn to rise to the highest frequency of the mathematics of numerovation. Because I don't do readings. I do not do readings. I do consultations, because it's about consulting you and advising you. I'm taking it to a whole nother level with my numerovation stuff. Very important. That's why the study of numerology or numbers is applied mathematics. Learn how to use your numbers and they will guide you. Why would I want to read you when you already know yourself? I'll say it again. Why would I want to read you if you already know yourself? You need to learn how to apply the vibrational formulas of the numbers to take you up. And it is work. I'm going to tell y'all right now, don't come to me if you're not willing to put in this work. You're talking to somebody who almost took his life 3 times. That means I had to put in the internal work to get the external results. Stop playing with this. Don't get an astrology reading or cosmophysics reading from Ra-Aku or cardology reading from Sister Aquarius Maxim and don't put in the work behind it. That's what numerovation is all about, putting in the goddamn work. I'm letting you know that's what it's all about for me. I come from it from all of my heart, not just one part of my body. All of my body and all of my heart comes with this. And because it's so important for me to see you activated, I even give you homework. Oh, yes, I give you homework. If I see you need homework, I give you homework. But those that I see feel that is encouraged, because you got some people that come in there with their dead energy, and sometimes you got to read because they don't understand, and I understand. Most people go through their traumas and dramas. That's why my book is called Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Adding up numbers and connecting your numbers with your name and your birthday and understanding the challenges and your power numbers. You got more power numbers around you than you have challenge numbers. Understand, you got more power numbers connected to your birthday and your name than you have challenges. Why let the challenges overcome your power? I don't understand. But yes, I do understand, because I was one of those people that did it also. I let the challenges overcome my power. But now I've learned to use the challenges as a ladder to step up, because it's all about stepping up. So if challenge numbers is 6 and 8, then I understand there's certain family things that I have to deal with. There's certain balances that I have to deal with, because my challenge numbers is the number 6 and the 8. 8 is also dealing with finance and learning to connect with the ancestors. So I got my ancestral altars and respect and paying attention to my recordings, or what people might call dreams. Very important when you understand numbers and how to use it. Or if you understand astrology and get an astrology reading from great astrologers out there like Quiet Storm or Karina Dean, or getting, it's all about motivating you. Like I said, I don't do readings because I don't need to read you. You can look at the back of your hands or look at your palm of your hands and read yourself if you know palmistry. But if I show you or give you advise you on how to take your numbers and you to another vibratory level and connect you with it, then you better use it or you lose it. I tell people all the time, this ain't no joke, but it does require work. Believe me, family, I would not be here before you if I was not willing to do the work. I would not be here before you if I was not willing to do the work. So please, please, family, please. Okay, after my rant, let me get on out of here. Let me get on out of here. I got things to do, got more things to write. I'm still working on finishing up this book. Like I said, please, Numerovation for Mental Stability is coming out. You can pre-order it. Let me put it back on the board. If you ain't get to see it, you put it back on the board. Numerovation, everyone should order this book and show that love, especially if you know anybody that's going through mental health issues. And like I tell people, it's not the is all or be all. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I wrote that in the book. It's just the tip of the iceberg. But if you have one of these modalities like numerology, astrology, they are like the navigational systems of a ship. And the navigational systems of a ship are there to alert you if there's an iceberg or a tip of an iceberg sticking outside of that ocean, whether you're at the Antarctic or whether you're in certain parts of the world that have iceberg. That's what numerology or astrology or all these different things, these are navigational systems to help you and guide you and take you to the next level. And so you could be alerted when those pitfalls or those icebergs are pointed out of your ocean of life. And so you can navigate around it and not be like the Titanic who got hit by it. And think about that. Let's go right into the Titanic real quick. Did you know, according to history, and I got a book on it too, according to history, J.P. Morgan was supposed to be on the Titanic because he was one of the shareholders on the Titanic. And because he spoke to his astrologer and numerologist or his astrologer at that time, guess what? He decided not to go on the darn boat. I mean, go figure. Come on. You know what I'm saying? Ronald Reagan also almost got killed because his wife, but due to his wife at the time, Mrs. Reagan, had her astrology and all that stuff done. And remember, in order for you to know astrology, you got to know birthdays, so you got to know numbers. So astrology and numerology is one and the same. If you understand the numbers, it's applied mathematics, and then you apply the planetary connection with us. So because Ronald Reagan, a wife, consulted her known astrologist, guess what? Boom. He averted death. So he may have gotten shot, yes, but because of whatever turns or whatever twists he made or whatever move he made, boom, he averted death. Hey, it's all in history. Let's stop playing. Let's stop playing with it. Text me. Full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And don't forget Numerovation for mental stability. Please go to my Shopify store and get it right now. It's all here. If you want to rewind this video and go back, you know what? Make it happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I got to do to make things happen for you. And I'm gonna be featuring a few sponsors for as far as with the codes, because I'm going to have codes for different health practitioners and sponsors coming up. That's going to be advertising right here. So please support, share, like, and send this information out to the people because they need to know it, and especially about what our brother just did, Brother Sobek just did. So enough respect. And I'm getting ready to end the show and step back to the rear and get the hell out of here, family. Like Frankie Crocker used to say, I love you. I respect you. I honor you. And please, please, please continue to be safe, be healthy, be focused, stay out of trouble. But if you're out there doing what you got to do, if you're a protester, make sure you protest with the most highest profound thought patterns that you're doing. And remember, there's different levels to this. Not everybody got to be out there. There's different levels to this. That's why Dr. Khalid used to say, do not tell your strategic roles or your strategies. Don't give your strategies out before the world. Don't do it. You got to really be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes there's those type of soldiers. That's what the concentric circle is all about. You got your saints, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and killers. Oh, 6 of them. Saint, saviors, soldiers, scholars, healers, and there's some killers out there. Those are the underground. Those are the quiet ones. Oh, yes, and I love them. I ran into a few of them in my day, and we talk like brothers, and I don't even remember their names because I didn't ask them their name. I just know who they are, and I keep it moving. Sometimes you feel that energy. You feel what's in certain people, all right? So show some Cash App love. If you want to show some Cash App love, please. Every little bit counts. We'll keep it moving. And if you want to do a session with me, please text me at 347-496-1022. We're going to start off and end this show with my song, Black and White Story, and we're going to keep it moving like this. Have a great day, afternoon, and evening. Thank each and every one of you. Let me give y'all a round of applause for being a part of this journey. Thank y'all very much. I'll show y'all the love. Give y'all a round of applause. And once again, thank you. Be safe. I'm out of here. One love, one aim, one destiny. And in the name of Marcus Mosiah Garvey, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. Peace out.
Black and white story in my mind. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you little something about white history. Say how they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. May I will tell you little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the we body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. May I go tell you little truth about the black history. The people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy, to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology, to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology, to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology, to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology, to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind.